Hey, SKOL Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? This is your die-hard Vikings fan coming at you live from the heart of Minnesota madness. And oh man, do I have a pulse-pounding update that's got my horns standing straight up. Imagine this. Our quarterback room is a battlefield of grit and grind, with Carson Wentz strapping it up for his 5th straight start under the Thursday night lights against those sneaky Chargers. But wait, J.J. McCarthy's ankle is still barking. Aaron Jones might just explode back onto the scene, and the NFC playoff hunt is heating up like a tailgate grill. Stick with me, because if we don't snag this win, we're talking real trouble in paradise. Who's ready to break it all down? Let's charge into these Vikings news headlines and roar our way through. What's your bold prediction for tonight? Drop it in the comments right now. That electric opener was just the spark. Now let's dive deep into the quarterback saga that's keeping us all on the edge of our seats. Carson Wentz, the grizzled vet with that cannon arm and a chip on his shoulder bigger than US Bank Stadium, is locking in for another go. Head coach Kevin O'Connell dropped the bombshell Tuesday. Wentz is our guy under center for this short week thriller in LA. But here's the gut punch. It's not because our golden boy J.J. McCarthy is slacking. No, that kid's fighting tooth and nail, but his ankle's got other plans. Picture this. McCarthy, the number 10 pick who sat out his entire rookie year nursing a preseason knee tweak, finally gets back on the field for a full workout Tuesday morning. The guy's dripping sweat, slinging passes like it's his destiny. But O'Connell's real talk? He's just not there yet. Ouch, right? That nagging ankle sprain from the Week 2 heartbreaker against Atlanta is still whispering doubts. And on this compressed schedule, we can't risk it. SKOL fans, doesn't that fire you up? McCarthy's describing it as annoying. But we know it's a beast. Tell me, how much longer can we wait for our future franchise face to unleash? And get this, purple pride. If this were a Sunday slate, McCarthy might have had a fighting shot to reclaim the reins. O'Connell straight up implied the kid could be game ready by Week 9 when we storm Detroit. Talk about a Monday Night Football redemption arc waiting to happen. But for now, it's Wentz's world, and we're all just hyped passengers. The guy's nursing his own shoulder ding, yet he's 2-2 as our starter this season, proving he's got that old Eagles fire still flickering. Remember his glory days? Leading Philly to an 11-2 heater before fate yanked the rug. Now he's channeling that same unbreakable spirit here in Minnesota. We've seen flashes. Solid yards, clutch drives, but man, against his old stomping grounds Philly last Sunday, it was a roller coaster. Still, with the Chargers sitting at 4-3 and their D reeling like a bad hangover, this is Wentz's shot to flip the script. Who's with me? Do we trust the vet to deliver? Or are you screaming for McCarthy already? Hit those comments. I read every one. Alright, let's zoom in on that Philly fallout because, phew, it was a tale of two halves that had me yelling at my screen from kickoff to the bitter 28-22 end. Wentz drops back, eyes scanning like a hawk, and boom. 26 of 42 for 313 yards, threading needles to our receivers with that vintage zip. But oh, those 2 picks? They stung like a frozen tundra wind, especially that brutal first-half pick-six that flipped momentum faster than a Justin Jefferson juke. Under pressure, he coughed up a backward pass that sailed out of bounds for an 8-yard loss. Talk about a momentum killer that left us gasping. The Eagles' pass rush feasted early, sacking him twice and forcing those ghosts of errors past. Yet, give the man credit. He bounced back in the second half, marching us downfield with poise that screams experience. Stats don't lie. 313 yards is no joke against a top 10 secondary. But those turnovers? They're the ghosts haunting our 3-4 record right now. Vikings faithful, doesn't this scream we're close? But we need that killer instinct? What was your most frustrating moment from that game? Spill it below. Shifting gears to the bigger picture, because this Thursday night clash isn't just another game. It's a must-win in this NFC playoff dogfight that's got more twists than a Vikings comeback. The Chargers, at 4-3, are lurking like wolves, their offense clicking with that Jim Harbaugh grit. But their defense? The sprung more leaks than a Minnesota spring thaw. Wentz has a golden window here. Exploit those gaps, lean on our ground game, and keep us in striking distance for that wild card spot. We're talking heated race. Teams nipping at our heels, every possession a potential dagger. O'Connell's squad has alternated wins and losses like clockwork this year, but a road W against LA could ignite a streak that echoes our '98 NFC Championship glory. Imagine the roar if we pull it off. Purple confetti in SoFi Stadium, fans back home losing their minds. But here's the real hook. What if Wentz channels his inner 2017 MVP self and carves him up? Or does Justin Herbert outduel him in a shootout? Your take, SKOL squad, Chargers upset or Vikings roll? Let's debate. Now, let's talk that emergency backup who's got more pressure than a rookie at training camp. Undrafted free agent Max Brosmer, stepping up as Wentz's right-hand man tonight. This kid from the Gophers? Yeah, our backyard hero, has thrown just 4 regular season passes so far, but O'Connell's raving about his poise in the complete QB room we've built. With McCarthy sidelined as the third-string insurance policy, Brosmer's the bridge if Wentz's shoulder flares or chaos ensues. It's like having a secret weapon. Raw talent mixed with that underdog fire we Vikings fans live for. Remember how we rallied behind backups in the Cousins era? This feels like that magic brewing again. Brosmer's been sponges up every rep, learning from Wentz's vet wisdom on footwork and decision-making under duress. If he sees action, it'll be electric, a local boy making good. But pray we don't need him, right? Who's your dark horse in this QB trio? Fam, Brosmer breakout or nah? Diving deeper into McCarthy's grind, because my heart breaks for this kid who's been through the injury ringer more times than a Vikings playoff drought. Drafted number 10 overall with sky-high dreams of purple glory, he misses his whole 2024 rookie slate on that preseason knee hit. Talk about cruel fate. Then, week 2 against Atlanta, bam. Ankle sprain in a loss that still tastes bitter. Last week, he calls it annoying. But we see the fire in his eyes during that Tuesday workout, dropping back, planting that foot, rifling lasers despite the twinge. O'Connell's cautious optimism? It's smart coaching. Full reps this week, but short week says no dice. Long term, though, this guy's a surgeon with the ball, blending Kirk Cousins' precision with Lamar Jackson wheels. By Detroit in week 9, he could be our spark plug again. SKOL Nation, doesn't this build the ultimate underdog story? How hyped are you for McCarthy's return? Week 9 or bust? Picture Wentz shaking off that Philly cobwebs, shoulder taped tight, marching into SoFi with that steely gaze. He knows this is redemption row. Against his former squad, he owned the stat sheet with 313 yards, but those interceptions? They were ghosts of pressures past, especially the pick-six that had Harbaugh's crew celebrating early. First half was a storm. Sacks piling up, that errant backward flip turning into an 8-yard gut punch. But second half? Vintage Wentz, poised pockets, hitting Jefferson on slants that sliced like butter. He's 2-2 overall, proving he's no rental. This guy's buying into the purple life. With our O-line gelling and receivers feasting, tonight's his canvas. What if he torches the Chargers for 300+ and a W? That'd silence the doubters overnight. Vikings fans, are we witnessing a Wentz renaissance or just bridge mode? Sound off. The NFC playoff chase? It's a bloodbath, and we're right in the mix, clawing for every inch like Brian Flores D on third down. At 3-4, one slip against the 4-3 Chargers. And we're staring up at the pack, Lions prowling, Packers lurking, that cursed NFC North bite. But flip it. A Wentz win here keeps us breathing, maybe vaults us into that number 6 seed hunt. Stats back it. Our D's top 10 in points allowed. Offense averaging 24 per game with Wentz at helm. Chargers' vulnerabilities? Their secondaries allowed 250 passing yards a pop lately, ripe for exploitation. O'Connell's schemes thrive on short weeks. Remember that 2022 TNF heater? This feels like deja vu. Who's got the edge tonight? Our grit or their scheme? Predict the score in comments. I'm calling 27-20 Vikings. Hold up, SKOL Warriors. Here's the thunderbolt that's got me pacing like it's game day. Aaron Jones, our hamstring-hampered hammer, is one step from unleashing hell. The Vikings just cracked open his 21-day IR window, per NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, meaning that Beast could lace him up as early as tonight in LA. Since week 3, We've missed his burst 1,138 yards last year after jumping ship from Green Bay, turning our run game into a highlight reel. Hamstring tweaks are sneaky devils, but Jones has been grinding rehab, eyeing that explosive return to pair with Cam Akers' steadiness. Imagine it, Wentz handing off to Jones on early downs, gashing that Chargers front for chunk plays. Our ground attack's been sputtering at 3.8 yards per carry without him. Get this guy back and we're talking balance that terrifies defenses. Is tonight the night? Vikings news is buzzing. What do you think, Jones 100 yards or easing in? Let's paint the picture of Jones' potential boom, because this guy's a game-changer in purple. Last season, he exploded for career highs, juking Packers ghosts with that elusiveness we crave. Week 3 hamstring snag sidelined him, but now, full steam ahead on that 21-day clock. Practice reps incoming, building to a crescendo. O'Connell's coy, but Pelissero's report screams possibility. Thursday activation if he flies through walkthroughs. Pair him with our revamped O-line, and watch the dominoes fall. Fewer third and longs for Wentz. More clock control against Herbert's crew. We've leaned on Akers and backups, grinding out 85 yards last week. But Jones? He's the spark for 150-plus rush attacks that bury foes. SKOL fam, doesn't this feel like the boost we need to flip our record? If he plays, first carry prediction, house call or not. But let's not get ahead. Jones' status is fluid, listed questionable on the final report, so fingers crossed through kickoff. That hamstring's been a thorn since early September. But his work ethic? Legendary videos from Vikings HQ show him sprinting cones like it's week 1. Opening the window means decisions soon. Activate by Saturday or hold for Sunday's bye-week breather. Either way, it's fuel for our fire. A healthy Jones elevates everyone, from Wentz's protections to Jefferson's deep shots off play action. In this NFC scrum, depth wins, losing him hurt, but his return is playoff equity. Who's more excited for Jones or McCarthy's timelines? Weigh in. Your thoughts keep this Vikings news convo alive, tying it all together, because this Thursday night's a crossroads. Wentz's grit, McCarthy's simmer, Jones' wild card. It's the recipe for purple magic or heartbreak. Chargers bring Harbaugh's smash mouth, but our D's primed to swarm Herbert, forcing those third down stands we've mastered. Offensively, lean on runs if Jones suits, air it out if not. Wentz's 62% completion rate shines in primetime. Stats whisper upset potential. We've won 3 of 4 TNFs under O'Connell, and LA's home woes? 2-2 with leaks. This keeps us in that heated race, chasing Lions and testing Packers later. Imagine the post-game vibes. SKOL chants echoing, fans united. But what if it slips? Nah, we're built for this. Your game day ritual, purple face paint or lucky jersey. Share below. Zooming out on the injury toll, 'cause it's testing our resolve like a brutal NFC North winter. McCarthy's ankle annoyance. 3 weeks in, still sidelining our savior. Paired with Wentz's shoulder ache, it's a QB gauntlet, but O'Connell's complete room philosophy shines. Brosmer as spark, Wentz as anchor. Add Jones' hamstring saga, and it's clear resilience defines us. We've navigated knee woes, sprains, and dings before, emerging tougher like that '09 playoff push. Now, with the window open, health's our superpower. Vikings news from Vikings.com echoes it. Cautious optimism rules. How's this squad's bounce-back factor rating for you? 10 out of 10 unbreakable. As we hurtle toward kickoff, let's hype that narrative arc. From McCarthy's draft day dazzle to Wentz's journeyman journey, it's pure Vikings lore. The former Eagle, who started for 6 straight teams now, Eagles, Colts, Commanders, Rams, Chiefs, and us, brings that nomadic fire. His Philly pick-6 flashback. Fuel 4. Tonight's fury. With Jones potentially tagging in, our attack diversifies. Quick slants, bootlegs, those signature will routes. Chargers 4-3 record masks vulnerabilities. 27th in rush D, begging for ground pounds. This W vaults us to 4-4, breathing room in the wildcard weave. SKOL Nation, what's the X factor? Wentz's arm or our hearts? Let's manifest that dub. Wrapping this quarterback chronicle with a bang. 'Cause Wentz's interim reign has been a masterclass in steadying the ship. 2-2 doesn't scream dominance, but against stacked boxes and blitzes, he's carved 1,200-plus yards already. That Philly 313-yard grit? It exposed flaws, turnover-worthy plays at 3.2%, but also promise. 0 sacks in the fourth, sealing our fight. Tonight, against a reeling Chargers secondary allowing 7.2 yards per catch, he could feast. O'Connell's tweaks, quicker releases, RPO wrinkles, play to his strengths. If McCarthy watches from sidelines, it's mentorship gold. Who's penning the next chapter, Wentz hero or JJ Air? Your vote counts in comments. Shifting to the run game's resurrection, because without Aaron Jones, we've been grinding gears in neutral. Now that 21-day window's our nitro boost. Pelissero's scoop lit up Vikings news feeds. Designation to return, full practices looming, potential Thursday splash. Since Week 3's hamstring hit, backups like Akers have shouldered 68 carries for 285 yards. Solid, but no Jones vision. Last year's 1,138-yard explosion? That's the blueprint. Elusive cuts, after-contact yards that wear down fronts. Chargers rank 22nd versus the run, yielding 4.5 per tote. Prime for a 100-yard Jones welcome-back party. Imagine the chain moves, the SKOL roar on TV. But if he's not 100%, O'Connell's smart. Ease-in plan to preserve for Detroit. Thoughts? Full throttle or cautious carry? Let's chat. Delving into Jones' ripple effect. 'Cause this guy's not just yards, he's momentum multiplier. Pre-injury, we averaged 5.2 yards per rush. Post? Dipped to 3.8, stalling drives and forcing Wentz into hero ball. His return opens play-action heaven. Bootlegs to Jefferson, deep posts off fakes that stretch fields. Hamstring rehab's been stealth, private sessions, agility drills, building to this. NFL insiders buzz. 70% chance he suits up tonight, per reports. At 30, he's no spring chicken, but that Packer-proof burst endures. Pair with our revamped line, Ed Ingram's anchoring, and we're top 10 rushing threats again. SKOL fans, does Jones back mean Super Bowl whispers? Dream big in the replies. The broader Vikings injury landscape? It's a pressure cooker, but we're adapting like pros. McCarthy's limited reps signal progress. Full by week 9 per O'Connell, while Wentz's shoulders manageable. Jones' window adds depth, easing Akers' load after his 62-yard Philly grinder. Flores D, meanwhile, boasts no major dings, primed for Harbaugh havoc. This resilience? It's our DNA, think 2017's miracle run despite Kirk tweaks. Vikings.com updates confirm. All eyes on Thursday activation. How's our depth chart stacking for the stretch, bulletproof or brittle? Your analysis welcome. As Thursday night looms, let's forecast that Chargers showdown with purple fire. Wentz under lights? He's 5-3 lifetime TNF, slinging 250 yards average. Against LA's 27th ranked pass D, 28 points allowed last outing. Expect fireworks. Jefferson 120 yards, Addison fireworks. Run game with Jones? 140 yards total, balancing the scales. Our D swarms. 3 sacks on Herbert, picking off a dart. Final 31-24 Vikings. Wentz with 280 and 2 TDs. But hey, that's my script. What's yours? Over under 50 total points? Guess and tag a buddy. Teasing the NFC firestorm, because this wins our oxygen mask in the playoff plunge. Lions at 6-1 lead the pack, but we're nipping with momentum, win out early, and we're wildcard locks. Chargers test. They're 4-3 masks, 3-2 home skid. Harbaugh's run heavy but pass weak. O'Connell's short week wizardry, 3-1 record, tip scales. Stats scream opportunity. We outgain him by 50 yards projected. Jones factor? Ups the win probability to 60%. This isn't just 2 points. It's statement stakes. Who's your MVP pick? Wentz or Jones? Vote now. Encouraging that fan pulse. 'Cause you SKOL screamers make this Vikings news electric. From McCarthy's rehab warriors to Wentz's vet vibes, we're in this together. Through injuries, interceptions, and improbable Ws. Tonight's our canvas. Paint it purple. What's one change you'd make to ignite our run game sans Jones full tilt? Brainstorm below. I live for your fire. Reflecting on Wentz's Philly Phantom. 'Cause those ghosts fuel his fire. 313 yards masked pain. 42 attempts, 62% clip. But 2 INTs including that return TD that flipped 14 points. First half fumbles, errant flip for -8, echoed old critiques, yet he rallied, hitting 8 of 10 in crunch time. Shoulder smarting, but grit undimmed. Tonight, redemption route. Quick decisions versus blitzes, leaning on hot reads. With Brosmer clipboard ready, pressure's pure. Vikings diehards, rate his Philly bounce back 1 to 10, harsh or hopeful. Jones hamstring hurdle? It's narrative nectar. From Green Bay betrayal to Minnesota marriage, now injury interlude. 2024's 1,138 yards, 5.3 YPC, elite vision meets power. IR since week 3, 4 games missed, but Windows wisdom, 21 days to ramp. Peliceros as early as Thursday teases thunder. First carry, 12-yard scamper, our O-line's primed, blocking for 4.8 YPC sans him. Full return, top 5 rush offense unlocked. Skeptical or stoked? Your call. Culminating the QB conundrum, as McCarthy's not there yet echoes like a distant SKOL. Workout Warrior Tuesday. Sharp drops, accurate zips, but ankles veto. O'Connell's hint, Sunday viable, week 9 prime, builds suspense. Rookie year's knee exile toughened him. This, mere detour. Watching Wentz, he's absorbing power of completions. Per coach. Future, bright as northern lights. When's he starting? Detroit or delay? Debate rages. All right, purple posse. We've roared through the trenches. From Wentz's war-forged resolve to Jones' imminent ignition. But the real magic? Is you, the heartbeat of this SKOL storm. Tonight's not just a game. It's our battle cry in the NFC fray. So smash that like if you're bleeding purple. Drop your hottest take in the comments. Who wins and why? Subscribe for non-stop Vikings news straight from the source, and share this with every fan in your crew to spread the SKOL fever. We've got the grit, the guts, the glory waiting. Let's go get it. SKOL Vikings.